Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today we're learning from number 9 of this Kyoten, and I quote, "It takes at least 3 years to understand what your senior colleagues are saying without an interpreter." Words for work, number 9, it takes at least 3 years to understand what your senior colleagues are saying without an interpreter. Thank you, Lord God. Okay, so I was contemplating on this sentence, and I took this in two ways, in two meanings. The first one, I understood it that literally you don't know some of the words your senior colleagues are using, your boss is using. It depends on your work field, but in every kind of work, there's a specialized field in it. Let's say that you work at a restaurant. There may be words that you have never seen on a menu before, right? And even if you're in the corporate world, there are words of finances, there are legal terms that you've never used before, you never heard about. And there's all these new things that come up. Let's say that you start writing a contract, the words that are used in the contract form may be something that you've never seen in your everyday life. So the first way I took it is literally the vocabulary. It takes a lot of time to study the vocabulary used in work. And then the second way I took it is the contents of what our senior colleagues are talking about. You may be in a meeting talking about new marketing strategies, new sales strategies, new human resources, about human resources, whatever it is, what your boss is saying, it's important not to just take it at face value, like not taking it word for word. But the safer way, from my experience, I learned, is that to think there's a deeper meaning behind it. Why did I train myself to think like this? Because that was how usually it was the case. And it really, if you think like this, if you think for the deeper meaning behind what your boss is saying, you become more thoughtful. And in a good way, you become a learner. And you become respectful for your boss, and then your boss will know that you're trying to listen, actually. And then that does create a good relationship first and foremost, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't oppose your boss. If there is something wrong that you do feel that needs to be mentioned, do it, but of course do it in a polite manner, knowing the distance, knowing the differences. Going back to my point, being able to understand the contents of what their senior colleagues are talking about. It does take 3 years. For me, it took more. I wish I could have done it in 3. It's because the larger of a company you work in, there are so many different departments and there are different functions that each department is doing. So it takes a while to get the grand picture of how the whole corporate or how the whole organization is working. Masters taught us an organization is like a human body. Some parts of it are the hands, some part of it is the spine, some part of it is the brain, some part of it is the veins, and each part has a different function. And to be able to get the whole picture, it takes a while. And it's another humbling reality check. Thank you for joining, and see you again tomorrow. Bye.